All right, let me paint a picture for you. It's Monday morning, your alarm goes off, but instead of hitting that snooze and dreading another week at a soul-crushing job, you wake up excited. Why? Because you're your own boss. You're making money, all from the comfort of your own home. Sounds like a fantasy, right? Well, stick around because today I'm going to show you how to turn that fantasy into a reality in just 6 months. Now, I can already hear the skeptics are going to say, Gary, come on, 6 months, that's impossible. Let me tell you something. In today's digital world, the impossible is becoming possible every single day. Now, we're not talking about building the next Amazon here. We're talking about just some strategic step-by-step processes that can work for anyone in nearly any profession to build a thriving online business. But don't misunderstand. This isn't about getting rich quick. This is about focus, about smart execution to really replace your 9-to-5 income. So whether you're a teacher, whether you're maybe an accountant, maybe whether you're flipping burgers, this blueprint can work for you, but only if you're ready to put in the work. And there's plenty of work that you'll need to do. This isn't easy. Otherwise, everyone would do it. So let's get real about the 7 challenges that you're most likely to face. The first one is going to be time management, right? You're going to be working your day job. You're going to be building your business on the side and then trying to have a life. It's going to be tough, but I did it. A lot of other people have done it before, and you can do it as well, right? You just have to be willing to commit and really go through that extra discomfort. Not forever, but for a period of time, because you're going to be juggling your current job and your side hustle. All right, the second one, this is financial pressure. Bills don't just stop because you're chasing a dream. And in fact, most of the time, the bills are going to increase because there are startup costs. There are a lot of costs that maybe you're not even thinking of, but you'll need to fund your business until it really starts generating consistent revenue on its own. So you need to keep the lights on the building while you're building your future empire. Number 3, this is the skills gap, right? The online world moves fast. You're going to need to learn new skills, and you need to learn them quickly. That said, many times you don't even know what you don't know until you get into the thick of it. So be patient with yourself during this initial process and understand that, you're treading into new ground, right? This is unencountered territory before. So there are going to be things that you've never been exposed to. So be aware of that and understand that, hey, there is a steep learning curve to this. Now, the fourth one, this is self-doubt. That voice inside your head telling you that you're not good enough, that's going to get real loud. But the truth is, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. So give yourself a break and understand that there is a transition into entrepreneurship, the same way that there's a transition with any new job. And hey, if you're new to my channel, this is Startup 3. I'm Gary Smith. I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I'm a business and marketing adjunct professor, and I'm an entrepreneur. And if you like what you're learning so far, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. That lets me know to go ahead and create more content like this each week, designed to really help you navigate those early years, those first few years of entrepreneurship. That said, number 5, this is analysis paralysis. You'll be tempted to keep planning, to keep researching, to keep preparing, but at some point you need to make the jump, right? You need to turn information into action steps. And the 6th one is a lack of support. Now, get this, not everyone is going to understand what you're doing, right? Some might even try to talk you out of it. Entrepreneurship, this can be a very lonely road at times, especially if your current circle of friends or family or colleagues all have traditional employment. And when you start a new business, there's no manager that you can go to and ask how to do something. There's no training program like that. There's no HR department that you can email and ask about hiring procedures or, hey, what's the local laws here on this? That's all on you. And that can be a little scary at first. And then number 7, this is inconsistent results. Some days you feel like you're on top of the world. Other times you wonder what you're doing. But here's the thing. Every single successful entrepreneur has faced these challenges. And the ones who make it are the ones who go ahead and they push through that. When you keep going, it does get easier. That said, let's dive into our 6-month blueprint. And we're going to break down all 6 months into easy to implement action steps that you can work on every single month. And one of the great things about this process is it gives you just that clear roadmap over a 6-month period. And it's designed to work for any online business model. Now, month 1, this is all about self-assessment and market research. This is where it all begins, right? So you need to take a hard look at yourself and at the market. Here's what you need to do first. First thing is identify your skills. What are you good at? What do people come to you for advice on? Maybe you're great at breaking down complex topics, or maybe you have a knack for design. Perhaps friends are always asking you about workout tips or financial advice, anything like that. Next, uncover your passions. What could you talk about for hours without getting bored? This could be anything from sustainable living to maybe vintage cars or personal development, to the latest tech gadgets, anything like that. Then assess your expertise, right? What are your unique experiences or knowledge that you have? Have you overcome a specific challenge? Maybe you paid off massive debt, or do you have some specialized knowledge from your career, like maybe cybersecurity, project management, or sales, something along those lines. Next, research market demand. Is there a need for what you're offering? Use tools like Google Trends, keyword research. This way you can see what people are searching for, right? The solutions that people want that line up with your area of expertise. Also, analyze your competition. Who's already doing what you want to do, right? How can you do that better? For example, maybe you're thinking about maybe fitness coaching, right? Look at popular fitness YouTubers, or go to Instagram, right? What are Instagram influencers doing, right? What are they missing? Maybe they focus on workouts, but maybe they neglect the nutrition advice, or maybe they talk about exercises, but they never demonstrate the actual techniques. Next, find your unique angle, right? What's your special sauce? What can you offer that no one else can or is currently doing? If you're maybe an investment advisor with a background in psychology, you could focus on the emotional aspects of money management, right? Something like this would really set you apart from, more numbers-focused advisors. And this isn't just about brainstorming. You need to be methodical, right? Create your spreadsheets, track your findings, do online surveys to validate your ideas. For instance, if you're considering maybe a course on productivity, those are really popular right now. This could be maybe for working parents. Go ahead and create a Google form. Share that in some relevant Facebook groups, and with that you can gauge the interest. Maybe you love your idea, but no one else is interested, and you're not aware of that. So you need to find out early on. That way you can pivot, you can iterate, you can make adjustments. And talk to potential customers. If you're thinking about maybe offering a freelance marketing services, right? Reach out to small business owners in your network, right? Ask about their challenges, what kind of help that they feel they need, and then be sure to use data to inform your decisions. For example, if you're considering maybe multiple niches, compare specific volumes, things like competition levels, potential profitability for each of those. And then there's tools, right? There's tools like, Ahrefs, SEMrush, things like that to really help you keep this in the front of your mind and really take some of that data apart. Don't rush this first step. It's the bedrock of your future success. And then from there, we move on to month 2, which is skill development and platform selection. So now that you know what you're going to offer, it's time to really sharpen your tools, right? This is the part where you're able to go out, you're able to identify those skill gaps, right? What do you need to learn to make your business work? So here's what I mean by that. Let's say that you're planning you want to start an online fitness coaching business, right? You might realize that, hey, I need to improve some video production skills for creating workout tutorials, right? This is something that's very common in terms of if you're going to be doing videos, or maybe you need to learn some basic web design for your coaching business. Don't neglect things like email marketing to nurture leads, to retain clients. And then, of course, there's social media marketing, right? So the goal is to build your audience. Then once you've done that, create a learning plan, right? Find courses, find some mentors or resources to really fill those gaps. For example, in terms of video production, maybe you want to enroll in an Udemy course on video editing and lighting. For web design, maybe take a free WordPress course on Coursera, or other platforms. Email marketing, you might want to go on to maybe HubSpot's free email marketing certification and earn that. And for social media, maybe you want to find a mentor in a Facebook group, right, who's successful on Instagram. Next, set aside daily learning, right? Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, this can make a huge difference. And learning doesn't have to be the grad school level. I'm not talking about that. What I mean is, watching one video lesson before work, or practicing a new skill during your lunch break. Start reading blogs, right? Read some books that are in your industry, and then choose where your target audience is going to hang out, right? Look for that. Find out where they're going to be. For example, that fitness business that we're talking about using as our example, you may want to focus on Instagram for sharing workout clips and motivation. Maybe integrate YouTube if you're going to be doing longer form videos and nutrition advice. And then Facebook would be perfect if you're trying to build a community or if you're going to run some ads. Even LinkedIn, right? Maybe you want to connect with corporate clients for workplace wellness, some of those programs, right? So the only thing here that you're limited by is just your own imagination and your own ambition. And then work to build your presence. In other words, create your profiles, right? Go ahead and build your website. This is your basic infrastructure. And in terms of tactical strategies, you can set up business accounts, right? So use your selected social media platforms, create the simple WordPress website, make an about page, a product or service information page. Be sure to set up a business email address and then create a lead magnet. Now, if you're not sure what a lead magnet is or how to do that, I put a link in the description below. You can go ahead and take mine, use mine. It's called the Market Research Matrix. It's definitely something that can help your business in terms of marketing wise. But here in this case that we're talking about, you can use this kind of as a case study. You can study it. You can see what a lead magnet looks like, use it for some inspiration, maybe as a template, and then go and make your own. The purpose, of course, is growing your email list. And the key to remember in this second month is to really focus on progress, not perfection, right? Start implementing what you learn immediately. So if you learn maybe a new feature on Instagram, go ahead and try that out the same day. If you discover a new email marketing tactic, test it in your next newsletter, because by the end of month 2, you should have a basic online presence and the fundamental skills to start offering your services. So you want to move like you have a purpose, which you do. Then comes month 3, right? This is where you're going to create your minimum viable product, your MVP, right? This is where the rubber meets the road, right? So you're going to create the first version of your offering. So the action steps to do that are first to outline your product or service, right? What exactly are you selling? Develop the basic version. Doesn't need to be perfect, just good enough to solve the problem, right? Then set up your business basics, right? Get things like your business email. You're going to need a payment system. Get all your legal stuff in order, and then start collecting feedback, right? Show your MVP to potential customers, right? What do they like about it? What do they not like about it? And what are the parts they're missing, right? The key here is speed. Don't get bogged down with perfection, right? Get something out there and then improve based on real-time feedback. Now, let's go ahead and move on to month 4. Month 4 is where you launch and iterate. It's time to put your product, your service, out into the world, and that's a little scary. So start with what's called as a soft launch. This is just a small group of customers, and then go ahead and gather intensive feedback, right? What's working, what isn't, what are people asking for that you haven't considered? And then once you know that, you can go ahead and make rapid improvements by incorporating that feedback that you receive. Now, once that's done, start your content strategy. Begin creating content that attracts your target audience, right? This could be things like your blogs, your videos, your podcasts, your social media posts. Then begin building your email list. This is essential, and you want to start collecting emails from day one. This will significantly impact your marketing and your business. And keep in mind that, this first launch, it's probably not going to be perfect or anywhere close to it. That's okay. The goal here is to improve quickly. And that brings us to month 5. This is where you start to scale and optimize, and this is where the train really starts picking up speed. There are 5 action steps that you want to deploy during this month. Number 1 is to analyze your data. What's bringing in the customers? What's making you money? For example, let's say you're running a digital marketing firm. You notice that, my blog posts, maybe your SEO strategies, those are all driving the most traffic and the leads, while maybe your social media management services are the most profitable. Then you might also notice, hey, my clients who book a free consultation, they're 70% more likely to purchase your services, right? So this is all information you want to gather. This is data that you want to have. Number 2 is double down on what's working, right? Put more resources into your most effective strategy. So based on the data we just talked about, you might decide to increase your content production by focusing on SEO related topics. We know those work well. Or maybe you develop a more comprehensive SEO service package. You could also maybe make your free consultation offer, put that more prominent on your website, make that maybe a little bit bigger. And in terms of your marketing materials, you could put it out with those as well. Number 3, Implement systems. Start automating repetitive tasks. So use tools to make your processes more efficient. In other words, you could use a tool like maybe Zapier or something else similar to it to automatically add new email subscribers to your CRM system, or set up automated responses in your email for maybe just common client questions. Another idea is to implement a project management tool, especially if you have a team, even a small team. Think of like Asana or Trello, something like that to streamline your workflow. And in terms of scheduling things, there's software like Calendly that might work well for you as well. That saves time, but makes your processes much more efficient. Now, number 4, this is where you're going to go ahead and explore additional revenue streams. All right, here's what I mean by that. Can you add in some upsells? Or maybe you want to create a VIP offer. In terms of specific tactics, you could develop a premium SEO mastery course for clients who maybe want to learn to do it themselves. Another one, you could offer a monthly retainer package for ongoing SEO maintenance and updates. You could also create maybe a lower priced product, maybe an SEO audit service to capture more entry level clients. And in step 5, you want to reinvest in your marketing. Use some of your profits to reach more potential customers. Now, this is easier than what you might initially think. Start running targeted Google ads for your most profitable services, or invest in professional video production for your YouTube tutorials. And here's the thing, maybe writing's not your strong suit. That's fine. Go ahead and hire a part-time content writer. They're all over on Fiverr. This is where entrepreneurs often start to see kind of that hockey stick growth. But scaling too fast can break your business. So the goal here is to grow sustainably. In fact, the secret to month 5 is to really use data to drive your decisions. Every change that you make should be based on what the numbers are telling you, not what you're feeling, not your emotions. Keep a close eye on your metrics, not just revenue, but also things like customer satisfaction, retention rates, and your own stress levels, because it'll be exciting to see your business take off. But you also want to make sure that you're building that solid foundation we keep talking about in order to support long-term success. And after all that work, now comes month 6. This is your transition planning. This is the home stretch, and it's time to plan your escape. So what's the plan? Well, first, do a thorough financial analysis, right? Is your online income consistently matching or exceeding your salary? Next, create a financial buffer. Aim for at least 6 months of expenses saved up, although more is better. And then third, plan your exit, right? How will you transition out of your day job? Are you going to put in 2 weeks notice? Is there a different process where you work? Do you need more time? Then prepare for full-time entrepreneurship. Go ahead and set up your home office, right? Plan your schedule and prepare mentally. And then lastly, consider things like health insurance and benefits. How will you replace what you're losing from your job? And I'll tell you, this step is crucial, right? Don't just jump ship too early, but don't wait too long either. Timing is everything here. So to see what that looks like in real time, in the real world, let me tell you about Alex. He was a middle manager at a retail chain, working about 60 hours a week, missing a lot of his kids' soccer games. He followed this same process, leveraging his experience in team management, right? So he had some skills here. And in month 1, he identified his strength, right? Turning chaotic teams into high-performing units. He saw a gap in the market for practical, I would say no-nonsense management training for first-time leaders, right? Very common. Month 2, he dove deep into online course creation and digital marketing, right? So he wasn't really tech savvy, knew a little bit, but not very much, but he learned enough to get started. And then in month 3, he created his first course, From Chaos to High Performance, a practical guide for new managers, right? It wasn't fancy, right? Just some screencasts, some simple slides, but the content was good. It was solid, it was actionable. And then in month 4, he soft launched this to his network, and the feedback was positive overall, but people wanted to see more personal interaction. So he added in some weekly group coaching calls. Then during month 5, he optimized his funnel. He started running Facebook ads, and he added a high ticket VIP coaching package. And by month 6, he had nearly matched his full-time income, right? So he handed in his resignation and he never looked back. And this is just one example. You can probably find several more if you do a little bit of research. This is just one example, but the key is to follow a proven process and effectively execute, because transitioning, right, from a 9-to-5 job to an online business in 6 months, it's challenging, but it's also achievable if you follow a structured process and if you stick to your timeline, if you stay flexible and adapt based on market feedback, if you invest in continuous learning and skill development. If you embrace discomfort and stretch your comfort zone, which you'll be asked to do, and if you take massive action through planning and execution. But remember, this is not an overnight success. It's not going to be that. It's about methodically building a sustainable online business that really aligns with your skills and your passions. Now, if you want to learn more about how to launch, grow, and thrive during those first few years of your business, just click or swipe the screen to watch this next video.